everybody, welcome to the Battlefield Theologian YouTube channel. My name is Ethan Jago, and we are in the last few videos of our hermeneutics class, and we are in examples today. Last video we did the video of Matthew 28:19 through 20. Today we're looking at an epistle. So we did a gospel. Today we're going to look at an epistle. We're going to look at Titus chapter 3 verse 8. So if you have your Bible, open up to Titus chapter 3 verse 8. I'll be reading from the ESV since that's what a lot of people are using. Looking at Titus chapter 3 verse 8, this is what it says. The saying is trustworthy, and I want you to insist on these things so that those who have believed in God may be careful to devote themselves to good works. These things are excellent and profitable for people. Okay, so who's the author? All right, the author is Paul. All right. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and skip through, do all that pre-work on your own. I'm going to get into helping you get into the meat and potatoes of this section. All right. Question I want to ask you guys, as you look at this, it says the saying is trustworthy. What is that referring to? What is the saying? So you might need to go back and look. You might need to look back at an earlier verse or maybe an earlier chapter. So that's a question you need to ask yourself when you see something written like this is, what's Paul saying here? What is the saying? He's saying the saying is trustworthy. What is the saying that is trustworthy? And then it's not just trustworthy. In the next little sentence there, he says, I want you to insist on these things. So that word these things is repeated twice. Okay. Now the saying that Paul is referencing here is that there is 5 separate times that Paul is using this in the pastoral epistles. And what's interesting is that when you understand the Pauline authorship and his style of writing, you understand when you look at the context of each one of these sayings, what Paul is referring to is he is indicating an item that is an accepted doctrinal creed on a specific matter. So when you see the saying or the saying is trustworthy, meaning this is universally accepted as an apostle, Paul as an apostle, that this is the correct creedal understanding on this specific doctrine, and you need to believe it as well. And not just believe it in this text, I want to insist that you do. So when you think about Paul, here is some helpful things that's taken me a while to understand through studying Paul, is that Pauline authorship, the way in which Paul writes, is written in a logical, systematic progression. He builds you up. He creates logic in that you really will have to be going back and referencing different passages. What do I mean by systematic? Where he's writing in a logical, systematic. Systematic means it's done or accomplished as a fixed plan. It's very methodical. He doesn't just write random stuff. So when he's writing something, he's usually referring back to something else that he has previously written or something that he will write. And it's important for us to know, because that was the expectation Paul had on his audience to whom he was writing, is that these were individuals that he had already trained up. So they understood Paul. They understood his thinking. They understood his gift of logic and rhetoric. So when he's writing just cutting through all of this other tape and saying, like, I know you know what to be looking for. All right. So verse 8 is reflecting, right? In this section, verse 8 is reflecting on something previously stated. Hint, look at verses 4 through 7, and that will help you understand that. So here's what you need to do for your homework. The meaning. What is the implication of this text? What is the application of this text? Come up with that and then comment below with your results. I'd love to see what some of you guys got, or I might be nervous about what it is you guys got. But either way, I hope this helps kind of giving you some insight into the Apostle Paul and his writings. Thank you for joining us today. Got some more example videos in the future on other passages. If there's a specific passage that you would like me to walk you through, comment below, let me know, and we can do that. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time.